Happy Devils Sunday. This is the Let's Go Devils podcast, Sunday edition, 9 p.m. Eastern edition. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils network. Coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. To the highest point of the Garden State, to the mountain view below, as we talk about Devils hockey.
Yeah.
Somebody scratched. Somebody got scratched.
Just just a flesh wound. It's just a flesh wound. Yeah. What an effort, boys. What an effort.
Yeah. Yeah, it was no good, and it's like they kind of came back way too late in the game. I don't know where these flat starts against bad teams are coming from. We talked about it in Game Day Live, and I'm tired of talking about it.
Well, did you listen to Devils After Dark when I went on my rant?
I
in my football helmet?
I didn't get a chance to.
Oh, I blame the Deck Gala.
It's one of those things where we've spoken about it on Game Day Live, and every time someone comes up on the schedule that's below us in the standings or well below us, in this case the Sabres, or like what we had with the Ducks, or like what we had with the Sharks times two. It's one of those things. It's like, well, we know what the Devils are capable of doing, but tonight might be different. It's like it never is, and I don't know what it is about playing down to these bad teams. It sucks because this is a game that we should have won. We had everyone lose in our favor ahead of us last night, which is the Hurricanes end. Even though it was an overtime loss, it was the Hurricanes and the overtime loss for the Caps. And I'm about to look now, and I wouldn't be shocked if the BJs lost today, which would be about standard for the way that things are going today. And it was a great opportunity and the BJs lost. It was such a fantastic opportunity to get 2 more points ahead of them, 2 more points closer to Carolina. And we didn't.
Listen,
and the Rangers
team
won. What the hell?
Yeah. Yep. After they were down 2-1. This team is, as Sheldon Keefe put it himself after the game, playing losing hockey.
Yeah, they are.
And what pisses me off is, like, I don't want to sit here and wait for, please, this break can't come quick enough with the injuries and stuff like that. You have professionals on this team that are not playing the way they should. And to a point, Jesper Bratt, even after the game, said that, which his line was out there for the 3 goals against. Jesper Bratt went out there and said, they're not playing good enough, that he's not playing good enough, that they need to. Okay, actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. And let's see, South Fork, Beer Baron, when we get Brady Tkachuk or Quinn Hughes, it doesn't matter. Can't get a jersey when you rock the tarp stuff. Yeah, dude, yeah. Let's say. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that scratch that so happened to happen over in Vancouver, because who knows? But
are you going to go tarp off? Hey, time out.
Yeah, if it happens during the podcast, I've been working out. I'll go tarps off all day, man. I'll go tarps off all day. Yeah, Bratt and Jack were a -4, and it. Thank you, Brooke. Like that. It pisses me off to get these slow starts, and like you said, playing down to opponents. If this team wants to go into the playoffs, because at this point they better get their stuff together, otherwise they're going to be staring hard down a wild card instead of like the third place in Metro. They're going to be staring that down real soon. They need to start playing as a team, and it's not going to be fixed by. Yes, would I love the Quinn Hughes trade would happen right now? Yes, I would love it. Would it be great to have Brady Tkachuk on his team? 1,000,000,000%. I've been advocating for that for a couple of years. But a simple trade is not going to fix what's going on with this team right now. This is a mental issue, and I don't know if it's the schedule that they had in the beginning of the year. But I'm tired of making excuses. Yes, we're down Markstrom. Yes, we're down Nico. Yes, we're down key pieces. But this team needs to be able to beat teams that are below them. They're below you for a reason. You don't play down to your opponent. You don't give a 3 spot to the GD Buffalo Sabres, for crying out loud. I bet you Lindy Ruff didn't know whether to go blind or take a dump because he didn't know what was happening. He was shocked at what was happening on the ice. And that hit by on Tage Thompson by Nason.
That was not.
I don't think it was intentional. I didn't think it was intentional at all. And listen, I'm not being a homer about this one, but if you look at the other angle, you can see Nason kind of like he's pulling his body away to get away from Tage Thompson.
There's
it was
not
just
much you can do at that,
dude. It was just a poor timing hit.
This is one of those things where and the league is so inconsistent with how they call these things, to where it's you don't know what his disciplinary is going to be. Like, you don't know. Like, to me, I'm watching it going, okay, I could see a double minor. Did he make head contact? He did. But was it worth a match and out of the game? I don't think so. I mean, Thompson is. They even said it on the broadcast. Tage Thompson is 6'7". He was leaning down, and you see Nason go in with the shoulder. Unless they're trying to say that he was attempting to hit him in the head, but with the fact that the league has been so inconsistent.
Dude, I've seen more egregious
calls.
hits.
I know.
I've seen more egregious hits. Did you see that Petrangelo? Not good enough. Exactly.
Yeah,
the Petrangelo. The hit on Petrangelo in that game against those dudes across the river was more egregious than what.
Look at everything Trouba's done.
I mean, it's just whatever. The inconsistency is insane, but being that's not even an excuse. That was like, listen, that was a window of opportunity for the Devils to even try to make a comeback in this game. Which, okay, yes, did they make like a valiant effort to like climb themselves back in? I guess. But when you don't show up, and you put yourself in a hole, and when you put your goaltender in a hole, it's pretty damn hard to come back from 3-goal deficits. And this isn't the first time in the last like month that they've done something stupid like this. You know, it's the inconsistency. It's so funny because like a month before, or maybe a month and a half before, we were talking about what this team needs to do. And we were like, and they were winning at the time and they were playing well. And we're like, listen, they just need to be a little bit more consistent. Yeah, now they're consistently sucking. Now they're in this like, oh, we're gonna play bad. We're gonna play down to teams that we shouldn't play down to. It's the most frustrating style of hockey. I've watched them give games away time and time again in the last month and a half, and it needs to stop. And listen. Yes, there's big trades happening in our across the river. There's big trades happening in our division with now 2 teams. Don't panic, buy something. But if something were to happen today, I don't know. Maybe you'll spark this team into the right direction. But we can talk about that in a little bit.
And then let's put it this way: if the tarp comes off, we know something's happened. And I'm hoping for that. just start
ripping off layers. It's cold in here, so if I start ripping off layers, there's a good damn reason. There's no bees.
That's just like when Billy Dean went running without his tarp on when the Rangers got that rigged first overall pick. He went running with his phone because that was rigged.
And how did that pick turn out?
Yeah, well, not very good.
Underwhelming?
Now, so far it's underwhelming. So far,
for the most part.
Yeah. But yeah, it was not a good effort. I mean, it was. I want to say one of the best parts about that third period was that 5-minute kill. You know, Jack and Bratt showing up on the kill and getting a shorthanded goal, but at that point, you know, you're on the kill for that long, and then we go on the power play and we couldn't do anything. It's like, I'd rather play a man down. They look like they play a little bit better when they're a man down because they've got some more. I don't know what they have. Yeah, there's more
structure.
Desperation. There's more not so much structure. Yeah, you could say that. there's more of an emphasis to be smart.
Mhm.
And then we pull the goalie with a minute or so left, and they couldn't. They're a valiant effort by what's his name in net there. I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head, but they just they couldn't do it. They just couldn't do it, and they had chances at the end of the game, but they're snake bitten in scoring. And then when you go down, early like that, you grip your stick a little bit tighter and you try a little bit harder. You look to hit a hole that's a little bit smaller. You might shoot in it when you have a better opportunity to pass. It all snowballs.
Yeah.
It snowballs in the forwards end. It snowballs in the goaltenders end. It's not good.
Now listen, since Markstrom's gone down, they're 3-2, right? So it's not like they're 0-5.
It doesn't feel that way.
1-4. It doesn't feel that way. Exactly. Yep. It doesn't feel that way at all. And the reason why is because the losses like this, they should be sitting at 4-1, and you should be sitting there going like, all right, boys, we only got 3 more games
away from Carolina right now.
Exactly, and you should only have 3 more games until we get to this break that we desperately need. But good gravy, man! This team. I understand there's a lot of new pieces, and maybe in the beginning of the year there was a lot of like things that were going right, but the coaching staff is more than capable. The team is more than capable. Whatever piece they're going to add to it, I believe in Fitzgerald, because listen, anybody that's saying Fitzgerald needs to be fired, you're not thinking correctly, and you're not thinking this whole thing through.
Who's calling for that?
The internet. But if you look, the most rational human beings in the planet, devil fans on the internet. Yeah. But
Sam's looking into some. Is Sam at breaking news?
Could we have breaking news?
Just you and I.
We almost start getting these layers off.
Hey, we did it for the clickbait.
Oh my god!
It's that's
like an old Limp Bizkit song.
I was some song sparked my mind when we were coming up with a title for this. I don't know if we've done this yet, but hello to everyone in the in the Facebook group. Max says it's snowing up in Boston.
Yeah,
Stephen Angle, out there. That's why I'm having my winter lager.
About.
What did he say, Stephen Angle?
He's asking if people are near the right. So now I'm curious why. Why, Stephen Angle? Why? Because it's snowing here, and that's what they're looking for. Go on.
No, nothing. We got South Fork saying the Rangers traded JT Miller away because he was terrible. Then they trade for him. Yeah, because he was terrible in the locker room. Yeah, that's so. From what I heard though, from Vinny Parisi, and it's apparently he was the reason why he wasn't liked in the locker room is because he was almost too intense to do well. Which I'm curious. After Vinny told me that, I'm curious if maybe this team needed that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But, shoulda, woulda, coulda. He's, his first game, he had 2 goals and they lost. Apparently they won. Oh, no. And then they lost today as well, I think. Oh, no, they won today.
No, they won today.
They won today. Yeah, I said that earlier and I forgot. Yeah, it's just we will eventually make a move, but I know Fitzgerald doesn't like to do the panic buy, the panic move. So, we'll see what he does. And it's something's going to happen. He's got to do something to shake this team up. Right?
I'm laughing at what you wrote. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's going way back.
Way back. There's a lot of people that are like, "What is that? What does that mean?" And be like, "Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that. But bring that information."
Yeah, Fitzgerald's got to do something to shake this team up, or a benching's got to happen. Like, that is also in Keefe's arsenal. A benching of, I don't know. I think we're seeing what's missing without Nico on the bench. Even though we've lost like this with Nico on the bench, I think it's even worse to have him off of the bench now, especially without Markstrom on the ice too. So
yeah,
it sucks.
Yeah, dude, it's just a bitter pill to swallow, and it's like a lot of people would be like, "Oh, you guys are bitching and complaining." It's like, yeah, I'll bitch and complain about this team when my expectations are higher than they're okay. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
like last year when they were in the midst of losing, I don't think like there was times where we bitch and complain, but it's more so like, oh my god, just like tired of like this day in day out stuff. But your expectations were so low, it was kind of like, who are we playing tonight? Nah, it doesn't matter. We're probably going to lose. And every time they won, it was like, oh wow, hey, we actually got one. How about that? But when this team came into the season and the way they were playing, and the coach and the goaltender and the this and the that, there were expectations of this team that were set pretty high, and it was like, yeah, you know what? Once they start playing, like underwhelmingly playing the way that they're playing, it's
Mhm.
going to be, it's just going to spark this fire of like, what the hell are we doing? You know that great Vince Lombardi when he's standing on the sideline, the hell are we doing out there? Like, it's one of my favorite quotes that pop up in my head every time I watch this team. There's just
Yeah.
there's just certain things, and listen, I get it. Like, people have been singing Timo Meyer's praise, and rightfully so. He's been playing some awesome hockey. The only thing that's missing is
Scoring.
consistently scoring or
Yeah.
putting the puck in the net. Outside of that, he's driving play. He's playing smart hockey. He's doing everything he needs to do. You know, he's setting up. He's like an assist machine.
Mhm.
Mercer has been playing well in the absence of Nico Hischier, but there's certain times where this team does things like they did today, and they show up so unbelievably flat. And I wish I could go in the locker room and do one of two things: sit down and just go, so what are we doing here? And then get an explanation, or go in there and, like Lou Lamoriello once did, throw a jar of jelly against the wall, flip a couple of tables, point a couple of
See,
fingers, drop a couple of really hard F-bombs, and get this team fired up.
this is where you kind of take into account what
Oh,
sometimes will
congratulations,
happen.
Max.
What sometimes will happen in European football when the ultras get to the point where they have had it with the way the team is playing, and this has happened a couple times. The ultras will force their way into the locker room and demand the players' shirts off their backs if they don't want to play for the team. Like,
Yeah.
that's that's the type of
Could you
thing.
imagine?
I would love it.
Could you imagine?
I would love it. And it's stuff like that. It's like, because this is just like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you're not doing well, and we're all paying good money to now we're all like scrambling to try to watch these games. So now if you really love this team, you're going above and beyond to to watch this team play, and it's tough. I mean, you've been doing it for 2 years now. But it's like, I don't know. It's something's got to change. Something's got to change. And
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
And
I'm trying to read
maybe
what Sam is
that
sending.
that
And
yeah, and maybe
I'm sorry.
that change could be the fact that the Devils need a third line center. Maybe they need depth in scoring, which is something that we touched on last week.
Mhm.
Maybe they need to, look into certain players that could possibly fill those holes. And
Yeah.
possibly the smoke that's been rising in the air tonight of one Quinn Hughes. Maybe that's the fact that he's actually injured, and he's
a Hugh.
participating.
He's a Hughes brother. They all get
Yeah.
hurt. Probably
He's
his
gotta-
shoulder.
He's got to come join the New Jersey Devils, though.
Yeah.
Click.
Click, click, click.
Yeah.
2027. If it doesn't happen this trade deadline, 2027, Quinn Hughes will be a Devil.
Hey, Sam.
Because he'll be
Sam,
a free agent.
What?
Sam, at some point we have to have a title that says we do it for the super chats.
Southwark. I love that, by the way. It's embarrassing.
So keep reading my show rundown, Beer Baron.
Right off the top.
We have a show rundown.
Third line center.
You know that's why I did that on purpose. I saw what you wrote, and I go, and I'll just take those notes and run right to the camera.
I've been saying all along a third line centerman, but I wanted Logan Cooley. But I think a veteran presence would be great. Big guy.
Yeah.
Leadership. That's
okay,
affordable.
so
Ryan O'Reilly.
That would be nice. Eric Selden in the Facebook group suggested Stamkos.
Too much.
Retain some of that salary.
Retain some of it, yeah.
Retain 75% of that salary, and I'll take a look. You retain 75% of that salary, and I'll give you I don't know, an Eric Holla or something like that. I love Eric Holla, but
and some
Eric Holla would actually be great in the fourth line. Like if you could drop Holla down to the fourth line and not have to rely on him filling those third line minutes, that'd be great.
Do you think what's that guy? Braden Shen? Do you think he would be available?
I mean, he would be a great fit for the team.
What does St. Louis need?
Well, isn't St. Louis still in a playoff picture right now? So why I don't know if they are or not. So I will have to take a look at that. Now you're going to make me do work.
I'm looking at that now.
No, thank you, buddy. So I don't have to do it.
Glad you guys did your research.
Well, when you give us the notes mid-show, it doesn't help. But
yeah, seriously.
Like 2 minutes ago.
They are currently 7 points out of a wild card spot.
All right, so
it's over.
St. Louis is floundering, is what you're trying to tell me.
You got the Marty Brodeur connection.
Okay, there you go. 7 points out of a wild card, and they are wildly out of. It's 16 points out of a divisional spot. Pretty positive they're in the Central. So yeah.
So they could be in the market.
Yeah, they're in the Central. They could be in the market if they choose to say that, hey, this is it. We're not going to do it. I think a lot of it is going to be how the teams perform going into this 2-week break. And I think a lot of decisions will be made over that 2-week break. So we'll see.
O'Reilly. That's who I'd prefer. I think O'Reilly's. I think his style of play. I think that he fits a need for this team. I mean, not as much as what's that guy's name? Oh my God, Brady Tkachuk. But still fits a need. Still fits.
I can hear Reddit just sigh and groan every time.
This guy just pounding his keyboard. Son of a bitch! I can't believe he said that name again. Why would he do such a thing? Mom, where's my meatball sandwich? Yeah, dude. I say it just to piss that one guy off, just to make him upset.
I was so excited when that alert came up, and I was like, "Oh, that's not positive."
No, I can't believe they would talk about the same thing again. Well, buddy, you know what? Cram it with walnuts.
Yeah,
that's all I can say. But listen, yeah, there's options that this team can go and chase after. There's directions that the team can go after. Just for fun, let's pretend something, because I'm curious, and I'm curious on the YouTube chat. I'm curious to see what you would give up. And please be realistic. Don't be like, "I'll give you Dougie Hamilton and a bag of donuts for Quinn Hughes." So for Quinn Hughes, the captain of and reigning Norris Trophy winner, possibly if he doesn't get hurt for a long time here, possibly in the running for a repeat at the Norris. What is something that you would realistically give up to get him to New Jersey? Because I'll tell you, it's probably going to have to start with Simone Nemec. And end with I don't know,
a Dawson Mercer.
A Dawson Mercer. You're going to have to give so and in that, what that does is that also creates a need there, because if you're going to give up Mercer in any kind of trade, then you're giving up some of your secondary scoring. You're giving up an important piece of the team. So as nice as it is, and where does Quinn Hughes fit on the blue line if we do get him? Like who on the blue line are you giving up? Are you giving up Kovacevic in this trade as well? Or are you giving
that would be
up?
A hell of a flip. Talk about the hell of a flip that would be.
Well, yeah. I know
he wouldn't be the only piece, but
yeah. South Fork said Dougie, Nemec, and a first. Brooks says Nemec, Mercer, a pick. Nobody wants Dougie. You never know. I don't think so either, but you never know.
Or maybe the better option is wait till he gets into free agency.
Well,
you
yeah,
don't have to
because
give up.
then you have Palat coming off the books, and you have Dougie
Mhm.
coming off the books at the
Yeah.
same time. So, yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
With the cap going up over the next
With the
3
cap
seasons.
going up, yeah.
End of 2026 season, I believe. His contract ends.
Oh, my nephew's an idiot.
And
Oh,
because he's a Hughes,
He crashed his mom's car like an idiot. He's
Oh,
fine,
that's not good.
but he's an idiot. I
That's
love
still
him to
never
death, and that's why I can call him an idiot. Anyways. So yeah, realistically, I think it's obviously Nemec is going to have to be a part of that deal. Which in hindsight too, like I know we like to throw that name out there, and like we like to throw names out there like Nemec for a big name because his name should carry that kind of weight. Yes, he had a setback and he's in the AHL this year, but he's also his ceiling is insanely high. Number 2 overall pick for a reason. Like the kid has immense amount of potential. So it's not like Nemec's name shouldn't hold the weight that it does. It rightfully does. Yeah,
We're
I
all
don't know.
kind of at a loss right now. We're all kind of at a loss.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to see
because
50 do stuff, but it's got to be something that's realistic too.
It has to be something that's not going to be a quick fix either, because the one thing that I hate to see is those like Grabner trades where you're going to give up something and it's supposed to fix a need, and then that need is gone in the summertime because it's just a rental. Like that's a good question too, because yeah, the Devils are entering their window, but at the same time, we're not entering a window where the window is like only open a little bit. Like the window is open pretty wide right now for this team.
Yeah.
So do you risk the future to adhere to the now, or do you know what I mean? Like, are we? That's one thing you don't want to mess around with. Like, you don't want to give up on an Nemec because you want to get.
And this is where, and this is where Fitzgerald makes his money, because Fitzgerald is not someone that looks at the short term and the hair trigger type need right now. He will think 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons down the road. Like you said, the window is opening. The Devils don't have to do something immediately this year. With all hope, the Devils should be in the playoffs this year. Going with a little bit more hope, the Devils fulfill Sam Wu's prediction, Woostradamus' prediction of 2025.
not happening.
We should have put money on that like 4 years ago when you said that. But
I know. This is where Fitzgerald is good, because he's a little bit even-handed. He's even-keeled, and he's not going to just go, we need to trade now, and loses.
And we don't have this year's
baby
first
out with bathwater.
Yeah, we don't have this year's first, so that's an issue. So it'd be next year. Would be 26. So next year's first, and I don't know. I don't know if the NHL does this. I'd have to look into this, or maybe I don't know. One of our statistician Max could help us out on this one. Does the NHL allow teams to trade consecutive first overall picks, like consecutive years? Because I don't know if that's the NHL. One of the leagues, I think, frowns upon that, and I can't remember which one. But I'm pretty sure there's like
this year's, next year's.
Yeah, you can't trade like this year's, next year's, and the year after.
I'm almost positive you can, because I believe the Lightning have done it. Because I believe the Lightning have no draft picks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
are we hitting the panic button?
No.
No.
Nah. Yeah, no panic.
But are we looking at it? Are we looking at it from across the room, going like, "Oh, look at how shiny that thing is"? Yeah, maybe.
Nah, no panic button yet. And I don't. I'm almost positive you can trade away another first. Because I believe like I said, the Lightning have done it. But hey, if the deal becomes available for Quinn Hughes, I'll take him. I'll take him in a heartbeat.
By the way,
or Brooke, maybe we'll just get Quinn Hughes and Brady Tkachuk for FCs.
Yeah, future considerations. I like to say that Brooke just created a great band name. Constant State of Panic is a great band name. If it's not already taken since the 90s.
Now I have to set that up.
Yeah, I agree that I don't think Fitzy's one of these Wild West cowboy kind of GMs who's going to be like, oh man, look what's happening in our division. Pew, 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 pew. We got to go trade something crazy. But at the same time, like, I don't think he's dumb enough to sit on his hands like a lot of people assume that he is. Like, there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, Fitzy's just sitting there, watch the divisions, watch our team slide out of the playoffs, this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, no, everything has to be a calculated risk, right? You already have great pieces in place. Which, by the way, I know, like, we're on a shorter time frame than usual, but maybe next week or whenever we have a chance, we can talk about our goaltender, Big Mike, up in BU, because that dude is the future is looking bright.
And there is no band called Constant State of Panic, so I think we have to start.
Oh, put a TM on that. Put a TM on it right now.
Patent pending, trademark.
Patent pending.
Yeah, might have to start that band like tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's interesting times we're living in. Interesting times.
Yep. Yeah. So I guess we'll wait and see. Is the Quinn Hughes thing just injury related, or is it an actual? Is there smoke and then there fire? We will be kind of on top of that for sure, because if anything happens, I know there's one man in this room that will have breaking news. Tarps on, but breaking news, and that is one Mr. Samuel Wu. So be on the lookout. Joinourcrew.com is a great way to keep tabs on what's going on in the NHL, especially with these New Jersey Devils. And it's a good way to keep on, tabs with what Sam's up to. What is he eating? What is he thinking about eating? And what's happening with the team. So those are high-quality issues that one might want to know. Hey, Ted. How you doing, buddy?
I would set your alerts for the YouTube channel. Just in case.
Yeah, that too.
There's breaking news.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking
I
news.
also want to announce that I activated the URL letsgodevils.com.
Woo!
It goes to, right now it's just temporarily going to our not Facebook, YouTube page, YouTube channel page. And we're going to start building kind of like a website, kind of a portal where to find our stuff. So,
yeah.
It only took 8 years. I'm worse than a procrastinator.
Good point, Alan.
Yeah, Alan's got a good point there. I saw that too.
Good point. Yeah, man. Well, boys, because of the time constraints of tonight, I think we'll get to our final thoughts, if that's all right with the two views.
Yeah.
Two Utes. I'm just going to say this as my final thought. Do I honestly think that Quinn Hughes is being traded to the Devils tonight? Yes, I honestly do. It's going to happen. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't think it's actually. Yeah, click. Reddit guy just jamming his keyboard. He's probably got one of those like space ones with like the glow in the dark keyboard. Like, I could type in the dark. All right, pal. All right, but even if he doesn't get traded to the Devils tonight, there is a possibility that in 2027, when he becomes a free agent, that the window of opportunity will present itself to the Devils. There will be a couple of contracts coming off the books, and it will be an ideal situation for him to come in. If we have to wait until then, we have to wait until then. And by that time, this team will be better than they are right now. So it will be an awesome addition to the team. In regards to signing some kind of free agent, or not free agent, but making some sort of trade before the deadline or before we go on this little Four Nations break, I would not be shocked if there is no movement by the Devils before the Four Nations break. Fitzgerald has kind of shown his hand to be more of a patient type of a GM, but he does get things done, i.e. looking at Timo Meier and some of the other moves and acquisitions that he has made in the past. So he's not afraid to go big game hunting. So anybody out there that's thinking that Fitzy's shying away from JT Miller or shying away from Rantanen or shying away from these big names, you're obviously mistaken and you don't know who you're talking about. Our man up there knows what he's doing, and he will get it done in the appropriate time. You can also tell I've been writing papers for my master's because my vernacular is unprecedented tonight. I'll tell you that
Look
much.
at that.
Wow.
Vernacular,
Yeah, buddy.
unprecedented words,
Yeah.
multiple
Big-
syllable
Big
words.
words. Yes.
Wow. Are you clapping them out as you are
Yes.
writing them?
Vernacular. Red, blue, yellow, green. Red, blue, yellow, green. There we go.
Thank.
There you go.
Oh, look at you! Welcome to the world of academia. Welcome to the world of
Brady,
academia.
You're our only hope. I like it. South Fork. I like the way you think.
All right, I'll go. My final thought is today was not good enough. Let's try to win the majority of the games that are left before this break, and go into it and figure out how to come out of the break better than we did out of the Christmas break. And I'm disappointed we didn't get to see you go tarps off today, Beer Baron.
Yeah,
It's a loss for the world. The world has lost out on that opportunity because we all saw it at the outdoor game, and boy, was it a treat.
Hey, listen, like they said in Shoresy, you got to hate losing more than you like winning. So,
yep, I would agree. Sam?
Thought today sucked. I think everything sucked today. I'm just being honest with you.
big bag of suck.
Yeah, just Devils suck. Just snowing outside. That sucks. It's only an inch. Why can't it be like 12 inches so we can stay home tomorrow?
Yeah.
But look, the Devils just need to focus. I think it's all about focus right now. The sweet gala, we were joking around about it, Scotty and I on Devils After Dark, because last year, the sweet gala, it was a freaking disaster that happened afterwards. It's the game after that just really sucks. And yeah, just today sucked. Had a bad day. Just let's not panic. It was just a bad day. Tomorrow's a new day. But come Tuesday, you got to beat the Penguins.
Let's put it this way. After the Devils game, the only thing, there was no sports on after the Devils game. As I was milling around the house doing stuff, I had Ancient Aliens on in the background.
That's great. Oh, that's so good. That is so good, though. Oh, God.
Ancient astronaut theorists say yes.
I love it. They always say yes. They always say yes about everything. They'd be like, the Devils are going to trade for Brady Tkachuk, and Ancient Alien theorists say yes. And I'm like, yeah, of course they do.
It is entertaining, but that's the only thing that was on today. I was like, this is how I'm going to organize the house. Hearing ancient astronaut theorists say yes, the Devils will trade for Quinn Hughes.
All righty, we're going to get out of here. We're going to drop the podcast at midnight. Have a safe commute tomorrow to work, everybody. Yeah. It's going to be slip and slide, a little treacherous. Hands 10-2 on the wheel while you're listening to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music Prime, Audible, and the IR app. Just type in Let's Go Devils Podcast. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. George Scott and I on the Woo Report. Till next time, let's go Devils.